Meme stock short squeezes. This is going to be a strategy on how to do a medium risk, very high reward trade entry by uh, day trading to sort of set up the swing trade for the short squeeze explosion with minimal risk on the entry. Now we'll be analyzing Gamestop, the GME stock chart, and then we'll also take a look at ANC costs, and then we'll see if we're on the backside of some short squeeze bubbles on Tesla and Ark, and maybe MVIS, Microvision. Just did a really mean double top, so we'll do a follow up on that guy. Yeah, so please like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications because we have to get ready for this next trading week with a really aggressive strategy to just kill these short squeezes, and we gotta squeeze this thing. All right, here we are on GME on a 1 minute chart. And this is a day trading sort of strategy that I've been playing around with. Yeah, for upside. So anyway, here is the GME flag that we've had for the last few days. We hit the 194 neckline, and we're coming down into this consolidation, and we're trying to pick up a bubble trend line that can take us through the 194 and take us up to the 333, the higher neckline from the previous bubble. And so the strategy I've been messing around with this week is just getting the weekly call option contracts when we come down to the bottom of the consolidation zone, and then just seeing if we freaking take off on a parabolic up move. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And I entered the trade not perfectly, but pretty close to the bottom here. And now it's just today, it's Friday, they're expiring. So this is very high risk, and that makes the call options really cheap if it did take off. And you can get 1000% gains and stuff like that if you get a huge green flag pull on Friday. So I'm striking at 182, and I should be a little bit ahead of this trade now. So I mean, the general idea is we're just kind of trading the consolidation crossover, and so you can start taking some profits. Kind of, there's a resistance here, there's a resistance here, and we picked up a really good trend line that could be our bubble trend line. So breaking down below that, kind of sell it. And this is not investment advice, just kind of the way that I'm sort of day trading it, but I'm not day trading it just to day trade it for fun. I'm day trading it because we're looking for, and we get kind of this bowling shape, and you can get a parabolic takeoff. We're looking for a short squeeze. And so what I'm trying to do is hold, a day trading move. But if we get the short squeeze, you could get a ridiculous huge gain if you're day trading when the short squeeze happens. So I've just been trying to trade long on these just in case it explodes. And that is kind of the idea for today. And it looks like, we're bullying this trend line right here. So, I mean, that'll go for another hour or two. And that I struck at 182 or something. So if it's up here around the 194, I'm gonna close everything. Unless it does a vertical freaking flag stick like early, like real soon or something. But that probably won't happen. I mean, I'll just be trading out of this trading position. But anyway, that's GME. ANC is still pulling back. Well, let me get back out to the wider chart on GME and show you what I'm looking at, like a 30-minute. So this is the last 3 months on GME. This is the first GME bubble that went from 18 to 500. And then the 194, we keep hitting it on top, under, top, under. We're still under it, and we rejected off of it. And you can see we just broke out of this huge month-and-a-half consolidation to the upside. Now we're picking up some support, and we're consolidating, but we want to pick up a high-angled bubble trend line. And so that's the plan for right now, is try to get a high-angled bubble trend line and try to break the 194. Anyway, that's where GME is, and that's the thing there. ANC is pulling back. So ANC had a similar kind of breakout. It's pulling back to support. And so these kind of areas are potentially long entries on a similar trade on AMC, and I did get, I'm not day trading it, but I got some calls on this yesterday, and we'll play with that one as well. Cost is almost the same chart as well, and I drew a bigger consolidation on this one, which probably, it's really just the front half of this thing, just like the other charts. But this one looks like it's breaking out and maybe picking up support as well. But there's no call options on cost. So GME is the trade for today. Oh yeah, MVIS. Sorry guys if you're long. I did the video on this, 2 days ago, and said this thing's probably consolidating across, but there's one pattern to look out for, which is the lower double top. We were on this uptrend, I think, when we were, or no, it just started checking back. Yeah, I did the MVIS video, Microvision, when it was pulling back, and I said watch out for the lower double top, and so we actually got that. And this is a super bearish pattern that can break right through the support line. And yeah, I shorted this right under the neckline here, and it kind of fell off overnight, and I think it's going to keep going down. It's like the call options on this are just 1 month increments, so I got a whole month of a month-long put on this. I really just wanted like a week because it's just a quick down move. But yeah, anyways, I'm putting this thing, and I think this is super high risk if anyone's trying to hold this long and get lucky. This is a really risky double top move that can break right through the support. I think I struck at 12 or 12.5 or something like that, down from 20. Yeah, it's a super aggressive put. And then, okay, Tesla. Let's look at the other meme stocks. Sometimes I'll try to day trade Tesla or Ark, and apparently today would have been a good time to call it up. But we're running back into the 700 on Tesla. It's pretty sketchball territory. Let me go out to daily because I think that's where I have the lines on Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla is just consolidating. It's still on the bullish side of things here. It loves the 700. It's consolidating like right on the 700, which is pretty interesting. And so this thing, I don't know. I'm just not interested in Tesla until it breaks out of this consolidation zone. And then, you know, if it breaks out to the downside here, we're going to be under the daily moving averages. They're going to be under support, under the 700, and boom, it's 420.69. That's the target on the downside, which is right here where it consolidated on the way up. And actually maybe the top of this thing at like 500 is a more safer kind of target. But that's the look if it breaks down. If it breaks up, there's big resistance here under the neckline. There's big resistance here with the risk of a double top. But once it breaks out of the top and picks up support here, that would be a really bullish look on Tesla. Ark is sort of a similar flag to Tesla. It's a really similar pattern, but it has this false breakdown here, and it's looking kind of dangerous. This one looks more dangerous than Tesla right now, but I'm not going to day trade this thing today. It's kind of, maybe I will. This thing's like bouncing up underneath. Maybe I will. No, I don't think so. Looks like it's just consolidating. I don't know. I don't like messing with these things that are consolidating, because generally that just gets a bunch of sideways movement, and it's not really good for buying calls or puts. AG is breaking down underneath. It consolidated underneath, and it is breaking down under this 1530. So I don't like this thing at all at this point. There's not a huge amount of downside. I wouldn't open a short because there's lots of support, but we're just still trapped underneath this downtrend line, and we're breaking down under this support area. So just be careful with that thing. The silver squeeze is going on, and the silver's already sold out. I looked at it this morning. Like all the 1 ounce coins are sold out of the First Majestic bullion store. People are buying up all the silver again. The last time everyone did that, it didn't really move the silver price, but all the like bullion silver got bought up, and that's happening again. So you pretty much are going to have to get 1,000 ounce bars from like demanding delivery on COMEX, futures contracts, if you want to get silver, and those are, $26,000 huge freaking blocks of silver. So good luck on the silver short squeeze. It's supposed to be happening tomorrow, but everyone's doing it right now. Gold's still weak. We want to see gold do better for silver to do better. Oil, I wanted to short it and I wouldn't do it because the dollar's looking weak, but this would have been a killer short entry on oil. I should have done it anyway. But maybe it comes back up here and maybe we get a strong dollar. Yeah, if oil comes back up here to 65 and we start getting strong dollar moves, I'll short it. But this looks like a sort of a dangerous potential reversal pattern on oil. But I won't short it while the dollar is looking weak. Oh, wait, never mind. The dollar just went super strong. Of course it did. So yeah, now we're popped back up into bullish territory on the dollar. So I'm back to being a dollar bull. Screw all the dollar bears. They're wrong. They're wrong. We're getting a bullish dollar during an inflationary period, and as soon as it starts to squeeze, it's going to be even stronger. That's what's actually happening. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Bitcoin is it did a higher floor. I was worried about a false breakout here with this guy, but I just have Bitcoin call options on Ledger X, which is cool. They have mini calls, which means 1 Bitcoin is 100 individual call option contracts. So you can just buy 1/100th of a Bitcoin, and you can get in there with $200 and you can get Bitcoin call options on Ledger X instead of whatever they would be, $16,000 or something if you were going to call like a long-term call on a whole Bitcoin. But anyway, that's Bitcoin is headed to 60 and then it's headed to 80. Like, I think that was it, man. That was it. Let me go to the daily because people are worried about a big pullback, including me, because we were running way hot above the moving averages for way too long. But we ended up consolidating across for like a month and a half. So by the time we pulled down, the daily moving average was all the way up here at 47. I mean, we just tagged it and just took off. And I think we are going to all-time highs on Bitcoin. And I'm calling that up. I'm completely ignoring my GameStop day trade here. It could like collapse and destroy my retirement account. Let me pause this. Let me show you the account. All right, so I put it on all accounts. I just have 2 accounts. I have a 401k that I rolled over in here, and I'm not a huge advocate of E-Trade because they froze trading on GameStop when everything got screwed up. So I don't think they have the available cash to cover crazy market stuff, but they have a really good balance sheet. I think they have the best balance sheet of any trading company. So that's like the lowest risk of going out of business, but apparently they're high risk of freaking stopping trading when stuff gets crazy. Anyway, about E-Trade, here's my retirement accounts are all options on meme stocks, except for Cost doesn't have options, so I'm holding some of that. But I did a bad entry on AMC yesterday. It's come down a little bit more, but it's a June, call. It's not a big deal. And I have July calls on GME that I got, yesterday or 2 days ago. But this is the day trade today. This is the day trade today, which is just this contract that expires today. And I'm just day trading it. And if we get that explosion flag, I mean, you can see 1,000% gain here. It's like, it can do crazy stuff. So I'm just trying to do like a positive trade, but I want to be holding that call option in case it explodes. And then, sorry if anyone's like super long on MVIS, the Microvision, that 2 days ago was a killer put entry if you could find that lower peak, but it wasn't clear that it was going to do a double peak at that point. But the neckline yesterday was a really obvious short entry on the double peak, and so I think that thing's going to go down to 12 where support is and probably break it. I don't know. I'll probably close most of these before Friday because I don't like holding option contracts over the weekend unless they're like several months out. Like this is a shorter term trade. Yeah, and this is cool. I put a bunch of symbols in here, and there's pretty good news that comes up in here. Microvision and AMC. Price alerts, blah, 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 blah. Microvision tanks. After Q1, I don't think it tanked because of Q1. It just tanked because it's running way too hot and it had all the shorts covering and it's just going to pull back. Yeah, misses, whatever. So Microvision missed on its earnings. The earnings weren't out when I did the video, but I mean, Tesla missed on its earnings and it crashed. Tesla beat on earnings and it crashed. Microvision, whatever. The earnings don't dictate the direction of the stock. That's a bunch of BS. Yeah, there's just earnings week. There's just earnings coming out. Anyway, these are my retirement accounts, which is silly. But this freaking day trade is like half of my Roth IRA at this point, and that's really dangerous. But I'm gonna try to get it because GME is doing this freaking move from that huge consolidation, and it looks like it's gonna blow up. And I want to try to get it. It's been about a month and a half waiting for this trade, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. All right. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so this trade is gonna get reduced. It's not doing the move that I wanted right now. I mean, this could be a bull flag, but now we're getting into the what's going on territory. So I think I'm gonna start reducing my position here. That might be all right. I don't know. I'm gonna just watch. Anyway, that's the day trading thing that I'm doing on meme stocks right now. Those Friday contracts that are gonna expire are pretty cool because they're real cheap. If you can get a good trade entry on them and just trade a contract, you know, because it's like a month. You're trading like the 1 month contract or the 1 week contract. So there's tons of people trading that contract, but it's expiring today. So you get to trade it at really cheap prices. Yeah, come on, do it. Yes, do it right now during the video. Do the freaking stick. That was a bull flag into support right there, and it's gonna fucking throw a green candlestick right now. It's not bringing volume in. That would be cool. It would be cool if it did it. Reaper. Maybe it goes. I don't know. It could get to here or here or something in a minute. I don't know about freaking getting to 194. Well, anyway, that. Well, it's not exploding up with like high volume here, but you know, you get like a move like this and a flag. You can get another move similar size, maybe to this thing. Maybe we pop this thing. I don't know. But anyway, that's the idea. Be in position to win from the short squeeze if it explodes, because you can get a huge candle. I mean, you guys saw back when we popped up into this flag, like this was just a candle in about, I think it was like 12 hours or something. Like this thing went vertical, just straight vertical, and you can get that again. That's a short squeeze candle with a gamma squeeze, just bang. And that can happen right here. The short interest has increased in a similar size move. I mean, you could pop to the 333, the 500 is at the top of it. So that's the targets, neckline, top of the previous bubble, out the top for a real short squeeze. So we'll see what we get on the Gamestop trade. Good luck on options that are expiring. Not investment advice. Cheers.